going on, everyone? It's me, Ben Cornett, here live here on the 2 3 BenZone, here talking some college hoops today. Um, so we'll get right to it. A lot of great matchups in college basketball for you today. Already we got some finals in, couple of games. One of the games, number six Virginia goes down to Virginia Tech, 74-68. Um, that's a good win for Virginia Tech because right now they're sort of on they're really not in the tournament right now. If you look at the bracketology, they really need a quad one win today. And they got that against Virginia. That's a very good win. Now, I say that because the ACC is not as strong as the other conferences this year. Virginia is probably the best team in there, along with Miami and Clemson. But Virginia Tech already lost to Miami earlier in the year. So getting a win like this today is going to help them a little bit, but they do have a lot of work to do with not a lot of time left with 1 month to go in the season. Virginia, you don't have to worry about. It's you don't like to lose on the road like that, but they're fine. Their resume is fine. They're going to be okay. But as far as Virginia Tech goes, this is a win they had to have. Like I said, it boosts their resume a little bit. A quad one win, it looks good on the resume, but again, they need to do some work. They need to get a couple more wins, and play good in the ACC tournament. Then we could be talking about them being that last four in possibly. But kudos to Virginia Tech today. Got a big win again, 74-68 over Virginia. Virginia is one of those teams where you know very good defensively. They're always going to be good defensively. Tony Bennett always puts out great defenses. That's what won him a national championship a few years ago back in 2019. And if their offense doesn't go, they're going to struggle. And one of the keys to their offense is their 3-point shooting. Virginia did not shoot the ball very well, from behind the 3-point line today. They're only 6 for 18. And, Virginia Tech did a really good job of, defensively, not getting them good looks behind the 3-point line. And again, Virginia is going to have to, if they're going to go far in the tournament, their offense does have to be a little bit better. Even though they're a very good defensive team, they need to be better offensively, because when it comes down to, the first and second rounds, the Sweet 16, the further you go, the further the better your offense has to play. Yes, defense wins championships, but just like football, it's more offensively oriented, and you got to hit shots, and something that Virginia did not do today. So again, kudos to Virginia Tech. They are going to be, they needed that win. Virginia will be fine, but Virginia Tech needed it. Good quad one victory. Now they got to finish out the season strong, have a good run in the ACC tournament, and then go from there. See what happens. Another win today. Iowa State beating Kansas, 68-53. Now, both teams, they're in the tournament, obviously. But again, for Kansas, it's a little concerning. This is a team that I think many thought would be a national title contender, but the Big 12 is a very strong conference. But again, they're defensively, they're struggling. Iowa State got a lot of good looks today. They were able to go inside, get some easy baskets. We didn't get much from Jalen Wilson or Braden Dick offensively for Kansas. So, this team with the experience and with the youth, they have a strong roster, but they seem to not be able to put it consistently together. And they're 6-4 in conference play. So again, it's a strong conference, but at the same time, Kansas should be the best team in that conference, and right now they haven't shown it. So, but good win for Iowa State. Again, both teams are in the tournament. You don't have to worry about, either one of them, worrying about or sweating it out selection Sunday. They're both in, obviously. They're probably going to be, you know, as far as seeding, maybe no lower than 4 or 5. So again, that's the Big 12 for you. Teams just fight it out. It's going to make them stronger in the tournament, but when they have to go and play teams out of conference and on a neutral site. So we'll see what happens there. Kansas, again, a lot of talent there. Jalen Wilson, you know, just a lot of good talent. They just got to put it together. And if they can do that, they're still going to be a threat to win the national title and cut the nets down in April. Um, right now, I'm going to go take a quick break, but I will be back in a minute. And we'll talk about some matchups today that are going to go on later this afternoon and tonight. And we're back here on the BenZone, 2-3 BenZone, talking college hoops. I won't be on too long, but I just wanted to get to some matchups this afternoon. But first, let me read some of the comments that are in here. Scott is, let's see, Scott is always first. Scott Go Mizzou, yep. Alex Schomburg, thanks for tuning in. I had Virginia Tech 1.5. Nice, nice. Yeah, that's a good one. Virginia, sometimes they have those games where offensively they don't, hit their shots. They rely a little too much on their defense. There's Sean Spencer, yep. Delilah Crespo, yeah. Hi, Alex Schomburg. Sup? Evidently, Ben Cornett, he sounds well rested. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was a little tired last night. Not my best show, I'll admit that. But hey, you know what? We forget about it. We move forward. Hopefully, put on a better performance today. So, and it helps. Got my monster here, getting all caffeinated. I'm gonna be because there's a lot of good basketball on today. So let's continue the conversation. Let's continue the talk. So right now, big game today. I feel in college basketball is one in the Big Ten. Uh, the number one ranked Purdue Boilermakers going up to Indiana, and Indiana's 21st ranked. This is going to be a fun game to watch. This game is going to be on in about an hour or so. Let's see, about hour and a half from now, 4 p.m. Eastern. This is a huge game, I think, really for uh, Indiana because right now, they need some victories. Indiana right now only has one quad win in the conference on their resume, and that is against Wisconsin a couple weeks ago. Um, but they've had some tough losses. They've played Kansas, they played Arizona, Rutgers, Iowa, lost all those games. But what's good about that in a way is the resume looks strong. So if they can get a win today against Purdue um, at home, this is really going to bolster their chances. And right now, it seems like they're, if I looked at the bracketology, they are one of the last 4 teams in. But if they can get a win today against Purdue, they'll be a little more comfortable and, um, you know, can get some more wins and they should be in. The resume, again, it looks good, even though the losses, they're all losses against top teams. The tournament committee always looks at that strength of schedule. And like I said, if they can beat Purdue today, it's just going to bolster their resume going forward. Now, you know, Zach Edey for Purdue is one of the best players in the country. So they're going to have to neutralize him if you're Indiana's defense. For Indiana, they got, Trace Jackson Davis, who's one of the best forwards in the country right now. But I feel like they need some help from his teammates. You know, guys like Trey Galloway and Jalen Hood, Schiaffino, their backcourt is really going to have to help them, out today offensively. Because Purdue is pretty good defensively. They not going to allow a lot of points. Um, they guard the 3-point line very well, but I think for Galloway and Hood Schiaffino, if they can penetrate inside the lane, um, and create offense, get Purdue's defense, scrambling all day, they got a good chance to win this game at home. So that's the matchups I'm looking forward to. Um, so again, Indiana, very important game today. Get a win here. This is just going to really improve on their resume and, better their chances to get an automatic bid in the tournament, you know. So with that being said, let me go to another game today that I think is very important. It's obviously one of the best rivalries in college basketball, maybe in all of sports. That's North Carolina and Duke. Both teams are not ranked currently, but they're picking up some momentum late. They had kind of struggled a little bit earlier in the season, especially North Carolina. Um, they had to deal with an injury with Armando Bacot, or Bacot, I should say. Is one of the best players, probably one of the best players in the country. Had an ankle injury earlier, but he's good to go today. They're on a 4-game win streak. They started 11-7, but 4 wins in a row. They're 15-7, gaining some momentum, heading into this big rivalry game. And Duke, 16-6 with first year head coach John Shire. He's taken over for the legend, Coach K, and hasn't been the easiest transition, but as far as on Duke terms, because Duke's expected to be one of the top teams in college basketball every season, but they're gaining some momentum as well. Both teams, Carolina's 4-1 and Duke's 3-2 in their last 5 games, respectfully. Duke with a big win over Miami last week. So, right now they're both in the tournament. They got Carolina a 9 seed and Duke an 8 seed as far as ESPN's bracketology goes. But whoever wins this game today is going to really, improve their, stock in the tournament seeding as far as bracketology goes and gaining some momentum headed into next month. For UNC, like I said, Baycot's their best player. But I really think the matchup today that I'm going to be looking forward to in this game is going to be the guard play, the backcourts. With UNC with Caleb Love and RJ Davis. Again, it's a good, talented backcourt for UNC. They're going to go up against Duke's backcourt with Jeremy Roach and Derek Lively. That's the matchup I'm looking forward to. Whoever's backcourt has a great game, both offensively and defensively, I think is going to make the difference in this game. North Carolina's got the advantage up front and on the bench, but with Duke, they rely on their point guards. They rely on their guard play to create offense for their other players. So, for guys like Ryan Fliplowski, who's a great 3-point shooter, and that's going to help Duke out if Roach and Lively can create offense for their teammates, and it should be a fun matchup. If I had to pick a winner today, I would probably, just because they're at home, I think Duke will win this game, but I think Carolina will get the next game up in Chapel Hill. But either way, this is going to be a very good matchup. Both teams aren't ranked currently, but it doesn't matter in this kind of rivalry. It's always fun. They're always going to bring it. I don't expect anything less today. So that game's going to be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, 3:30 Pacific. I'll probably miss some of it. I'm going to be going out later on. So, but I'll DVR it. I'm going to watch, whatever I miss. So it should be a fun game. I can't wait to see it. And Right now, we're going to go back and take a quick break. Um, but I will be back in a minute and we'll wrap this thing up. All right, guys, we're back here. Getting down to the home stretch here on the 2-3 BenZone today. One more game I want to discuss is tonight. A big one out west. I know out in the East Coast, you're probably gonna go to bed, because it's late. But if you get to stay up for a little while on ESPN, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, number 12 Gonzaga against number 18 St. Mary's. Very. This is a rivalry too. It's nowhere near the rivalry that Duke and North Carolina is on a national level, but this one's a very sneaky good rivalry. For the last decade or so, these two teams have been atop of the West Coast Conference, and they're both ranked. Both are playing very well. Gonzaga maybe not as great as they were in previous years, but they're still one of the elite teams in college basketball. And St. Mary's has been, maybe not in the elite level, but they've certainly been one of the best in the West Coast Conference, along with Gonzaga. They've always, have shared that 1-2 spot. Um, Tonight, again, no difference. I think this is going to be a very good game. Both teams are, you know, in the top 20. Both teams, it's a unique matchup because Gonzaga, they're a very high scoring team. They average 79 points a game. St. Mary's only allows 57.2 points a game. So that's going to be the key. Which is it going to be Gonzaga's offense or St. Mary's defense that's going to be able to be the difference? I think it'll be St. Mary's defense, especially at home. Huge game. You know, the key is going to be for St. Mary's to stop Drew Timme. If you stop Drew Timme, you stop the rest of their offense. And as far as offense for St. Mary's, their leading scorer, Aiden McHaney, is um, one of the better shooting guards in college basketball. And this dude can play. And he's a young guy too. I believe he's a freshman too. So it's kind of rare to see a freshman dominate the way he has in the backcourt. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna step out for 1 second. I got a phone call. Sorry about that, guys. Let me step up. Anything can happen on live TV. I apologize for that. Had to. It's one of those. Do you ever get those telemarketer calls? Annoying, I know. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, back to Gonzaga and St. Mary's. So again, this is going to be a very fun game to watch if you're up at night. If you're going to stay up, especially on the East Coast, check this game out. Gonzaga, St. Mary's, fun game. They're always go down to the last minute. Um, if I'm going to pick a winner in this game, I'm going to take St. Mary's tonight. I think they pull this one out. I think their defense is going to neutralize Gonzaga's offense. So give me St. Mary's to win this game. I think they win. They keep it in the 60s. So that's my prediction. And I guess we got one more comment here. Let's see. Andrew Faubert, what's good, Ben? Hey, Andrew, thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate it. Props to you. Good show last night. You guys were definitely making me laugh, entertaining me. I love that. um, Alex Schomber, he says the system of a home team favored against a ranked team moves on. Yep. Yeah, true. Again, that's the beauty of college basketball. They home teams, you're going to get the upsets at times, like Virginia Tech today. And you know what you're also going to get? Is you're going to get a guy that's going to come on here for a minute, talk hoops with me. Let's bring him in, Mr. Alex Schomber. Alec, thanks for coming on, man.
I told you it's the system. Home team is favored against the ranked team. It's only missed like 3 times this whole season. I'm guess I don't know. It's like literally like a human cheat code. I don't know what it is, but that thing works apparently.
It currently does, but do you like St. Mary's to win tonight against Gonzaga?
Um, I already have enough pending. I mean, money wise, or just pay
No, just straight up. Like if you're not even gambling, it's just watching it to watch the.
um. I want to go for St. Mary's this year in this game because it's like Gonzaga's mostly on them mostly all the times. It's always neck and neck with them. But I want to see a new team rise up in there and see St. Mary's go because I have them going Sweet 16. But
Um, yeah, they got
I,
Sweet 16 capabilities. Like I said, Aiden McHaney's a fun player to
oh,
watch in the backcourt. And they're
Kansas.
defensively they can win. They can win some games against some very good teams. They can shut them down. So they're a team I wouldn't want to play if I'm a very good offensive scoring team come March.
Yeah, but that's for anybody who bets out there.
Yeah.
Just saying, don't always trust the system, but the
Mhm.
system usually always works that I've seen so far. It didn't work last time I used it against Duke. They barely covered. That's why I took their money line instead. But it's a crazy system. I don't know why it's been working this year. Like I was watching the VT game. Everybody was like, "Oh, I'm on Virginia. Virginia's gonna win. Virginia's gonna win." I was like, I wouldn't be so sure about that. It's like you never know. Like with VT's like that sneaky team that can pull off a win.
Yeah.
It's just that sharp public that I didn't like. I was like, mm-mm. Like even with Miami and Clemson, I have Clemson win that one.
Oh yeah, that's another interesting game to watch tonight because both teams are ranked. It's at Clemson, I believe. Miami's got a good backcourt too. I like what they're doing there. They did lose to Duke the other day, but they're a team. I think both these teams can get a win in the NCAA tournament. I don't know how far they'll go, but they're very capable of getting a couple wins in March. Is there any other games you're looking forward to today, Alec?
I agree with you on the Purdue Indiana game. I definitely like that one. But
Hmm.
my favorite game, like all time today, is the Texas Kansas State.
Yeah.
That one
Yes.
I'm really, really looking forward to. So it's gonna be kind of hard to like switch between Purdue game and the Kansas State game, but
Yeah.
I have to
But
like somehow pull off some magic by doing
dude.
double casting on the laptop and the TV.
Hey, props to uh Texas, man. They had to get rid of their coach earlier this year. But Ronnie Terry's done a nice job, man, getting that team looking like a team that can, you know, perhaps make a Final Four. Same thing with Kansas State. The Big 12, they're just beating each other up. It's fun to watch, but come March, you could see one of these two teams playing in Houston in April.
Yeah, I'm not, I was trying to like get myself interested in the Pac-12 matchups tonight, but it's like
Well,
that
Oregon's
conference.
at Arizona State, right?
Yeah,
That's a big game. I think Oregon
it's
needs
just
this.
like oh, like I said the other day, we lack interior defense. We have like two big men, but they
Mhm.
don't have that interior defense in the paint. That's what pushes us back. And you got players that are terrible from the 3 point line who force threes, and that's been Oregon's
Yeah.
go to for years. Just hit him with threes, and they wait once we had Bull gone because he went have like half a season. That was the last like hope for interior. besides Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Dylan Brooks, he had quite a little exchange
I
with
saw
Donovan
that.
Mitchell on Friday night last night.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that was the dumbest
Yeah.
ejection I've seen. That's the dumbest way to get ejected.
Again for Oregon, I think eh, they need a big win tonight. This would be a good win. Go out to Tempe, get try and stop DJ Horn and Marcus Bagley for Arizona State. Those are two of their best players. If you can neutralize them, I think you guys got a good shot at getting a win up there. And then you know
I mean,
going down the
it's
stretch.
gonna be Arizona winning the Pac. I have Arizona winning the Pac-12. It's just UCLA. They have it, but Arizona wants it more. After what happened last season, it's just that narrative. I'm just gonna go with in the Pac-12. I
Well,
don't
yeah,
see.
we both said on the NFL edition. Johnny's watching cover years. We had predicted Arizona to win the national title. So I'm not going
This
to
is
change my
I'm only going
pick.
with it. It's like how they ended last year.
Mhm.
You knew that they weren't done yet. It's just that running back. They gotta prove their point this year.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I love watching Kirk Carissa play. Man, he's probably one of the best players in the country, and that guy can shoot threes. He plays defense. He can really you know make it fun to watch offensively for Arizona. They got Tubelis as well. I mean, this team is, when they lost Benedict Mathurin, to the draft, I thought, oh, they're going to take a step back a little bit, but no, they look like they're actually better than last year. Tommy Lloyd's done a great job, you know, not rebuilding, reloading this Arizona stock, this team to be not only, you know, competitive in the Pac-12, but nationally be one of the best teams in the country, and they're looking good right now, man.
oh, speaking of the system,
What's that?
there's another one going on right now.
Which game?
Number 15 TCU versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State was favored 4.5, and they're winning by like 10 right now.
Yeah, it's not surprising. I mean, the Big 12 is such a loaded conference. They're going to get six, maybe seven teams out of there. It's not
Oh, it's
surprising.
just weird how that system works. Like when I first heard about it, I was like, "You guys are like." Every better person that told me about it, I was like, that sounds like full of shit." And then I watched all the games. I was like,
Mhm.
"What the fuck? That system actually freaking works." It's weird how that works.
Right, right. Well, you're going to get. We're in February now, so you're going to get a lot of home teams winning, games, trying to protect their home court. So it's not surprising that you're going to see an upset or two. This time of year, it just
My
happens that
upset.
way.
I have my upset tomorrow. I feel like Temple gets it done because all the people
Oh,
are
against
saying that
Houston.
they won by luck. It was just a fluke
Mhm,
win. People are doubting Temple, saying they're not March Madness ready, and this, that, and the
mhm.
other. Saying that you got to play Houston twice. No way you get it done twice. I feel like Temple gets it done twice. Temple's not
Yeah,
that team to sleep on. It's just
right.
I would never want to pick against them in that situation.
Yeah.
That's just like
Hey,
a weird rivalry they have with those two.
hey, Alex, what do you think of this one? Alabama at LSU today. Could you see a possible, even though Alabama's favored by 11 and a half, LSU they can play they're pretty decent at home. I could I could see that one being close. Maybe not winning, but I could see LSU making it close.
I say oh, people try to ask me for my opinion on this one,
Uh-huh.
but it's just like I feel like LSU can bring it within like 8.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Alabama like seeing that like line wise. I mean it's that conference. The SEC conference is like probably like the hardest to like pick like matchup wise.
Mhm.
Like I want LSU to win like so badly. because like the one team I really wanted to win that was Mizzou this year, but I feel like Alabama gets it done, even though I don't want them to, because
Mhm.
there is a team in that conference that even Scott knows about. Missouri Tigers, they are a good team this year. Like if you give them any chance, they've
Yeah.
proven people wrong. They've proven people wrong. It's like, but the thing is, I don't get is there could be teams that are like get like two losses to an unranked team and they don't lose their ranking at all. You got teams like Missouri who lost to ranked Alabama and then they were just completely wiped. It's just, but if
Yeah.
Alabama was to do that and they lost twice to an unranked team, they would probably would stay top 25.
Well, Missouri had a key win this year at home in the SEC Big 12 Challenge, I believe. They um,
They're a scary
who was
team. Like
who was it earlier on? They
it was like towards the beginning of the
they beat
season.
Iowa State. They beat Iowa State. Um, I think it was
I just
last week. They beat Iowa State. And that was a very good win for Missouri.
all I
So
gotta
they
say
can
is
play.
if they can get into that March Madness, teams better watch out because I
Yeah, if you
was
haven't seen Missouri, yeah, if you haven't seen Missouri play, Kobe Brown's one of the better point guards in the country, man. Check him out. If you just want to watch a guard play, that's him. You know, does a lot of great things. Very good offensively, surprisingly good defensively as well. So
yeah, this is
they got to,
I
yeah, they got
really
to go
feel
to
like
Mississippi State today.
yeah, I have them winning that game. I feel like this
Even
is
though
their bounce
Mississippi
back.
State's 3.5 point favorites.
I'm taking Mizzou +3, and I'm taking that all day of the week. I cannot fade that team. Like they've proven me wrong so many times this year. So
Hmm.
the first half may be a little rough for them,
Yeah,
but once they get that momentum, it's just a whole different ball game for them. They're
absolutely.
like my if I had a top 5 dark horse, they'd be number 4
Okay.
because that team is
Yeah.
just I can't fade them. I can't. Like they've proven me. Like, I used to talk crap about them all the time, all year, because I was a Missouri Tigers fan back in Florida. The
Hmm.
Zoo football, Missouri, like whole college fan base. I would talk about them how bad they're, how trash they are. Even though my team's even freaking worse, I can't talk shit. But
Well, Oregon's
it,
not bad. They're not a bad team.
I
They
mean,
do.
they're good. It's just their defense is non-existent. Like we're the only Pac-12 team. I mean, we always joke about how Pac-12 has no defense in football. Yeah,
Mhm.
we the football transition to basketball. We have no defense in basketball, and our offense is there. It's just it's hit or miss
Yeah.
on who you're gonna see every night. Like the only player that really steps up is Dante. That's the only
Mhm.
one that's really stepping up for that team, and it only gets you so far in the end. But luckily,
Right.
our recruiting class next year is like top like 10, I think, next year.
Mhm.
We've got better recruits next year. So other than that, like our defense holds us back so badly. Like that game against Arizona should not have been that blown out like it was supposed to be.
Right. Well, I mean, you got some, decent players, and I'm looking at your roster right now.
We have Will Richardson. That's our one of our top players, our top guards.
Yeah.
Dante is like one. Dante is like another version of Bull Bull when he was playing with us before he got injured.
Mhm.
And Soares, he's hit or miss on if he has a good game or bad game.
Well, yeah. I mean, and Rivaldo Swords, yeah, I agree with that. He's a senior too, so you kind of expect more out of him, but you know, I don't know, man. This is a team that I think I'm looking at it right now. You've had some tough losses, man. You really have. You lost to
Brutal.
Stanford. The Stanford one's probably your worst loss, in my opinion. But I mean,
Shit. The one I thought was really bad was I think it was in December when
mhm,
we had the momentum against UCLA, and then
yeah,
the second half they just Like we had to lead at half, and then the second half they just
Yeah,
shit the bed.
I take it back. Your worst loss was Utah Valley.
Okay, don't bring that one up. Let's just forget about that one. And the
Utah
sad part
Valley,
is I got roasted because we lost to UC Irvine, but UC Irvine's a good school.
not bad, not bad. I think they play Long Beach State tonight. That's a sneaky
Like
good game as well. If
like
you got
everyone's like, "Oh
ES,
yeah, your team is trash. You lost to UC Irvine." UC Irvine is not a bad school. You have it's freaking Colgate or something.
no,
It's not.
Utah Valley. Don't bring that one up.
But I don't want to talk about that one no more. That shit
Okay.
is painful.
All right. Well, listen, Alec. We're gonna wrap this baby up, but I want to thank you for coming on for a few minutes, man. And why don't you promote yourself real quick?
Oh well, here I am.
All right. Very good.
Well, like I said yesterday, you could find me on Thursdays on NFL Edition,
Yeah.
pop-up shows on the BenZone,
Yep.
comment sections on Let's Talk Football, and apparently they have Let's Talk Baseball. Apparently, I didn't know that was a thing until yesterday.
Yes, I joined that group. Shout out to Delilah Caspo, who, man, she's running that one, I believe, and it's fun, man. I can't wait. We got to bring her on for some baseball talk, man.
Yeah, even though she's a Cubs fan.
Well, that'll be even better. Cubs and
Oh,
Cardinals on. Yes, we're gonna do that. In fact, Delilah Crespo, if you're watching, I want you to. I'm extending a handout to have you on our baseball show. And if I don't know if it'll be baseball, but be on the
see,
Ben Zone
Cardinals fans
anytime.
and Cubs fans don't coexist.
I don't care.
It's a rivalry.
That's what makes this entertaining. We're
I'm
gonna have
not
both you guys
arguing.
on at the
I'm
same
not going to
time.
argue with somebody about this. I don't
Yeah,
like to
yes,
argue
you
with
are.
Cubs fans. It's always
Yes, you
one-sided.
are. That don't matter.
Even though we're
We gotta do
better,
this.
we're way better, and we always will be better than the Cubs and the White Sox. We're gonna be way better than they ever will be. It's
Good.
always one-sided with them. It's
Good. I
always
want you to
their
bring
way
that
or
same
the
energy when we have
other.
Delilah on. So hopefully, when she's
But
on there, I know
it's
Cubs fans.
always it's always one-sided with that fan base. No matter
I
how many rings we have, they'll bring up their one World Series win in freaking like 20 or 80 years,
mhm.
and then bash us in the face with. I'm like, okay, congratulations. What else do you do with that?
Listen.
Nothing.
I know several Cubs fans. We're gonna bring them on too. We're gonna have you on
Oh
at the same time.
God,
My
Jesus.
friend Bill Siebert,
If
he's a
that's the case,
Cardinals.
bring
We're gonna have
Scott in
him
at this
on as
point.
well. Like
No,
we're
you're
gonna
bringing
do.
Scott in. I need Cardinals. Actually, bring Andrew and Scott. I need backup. If you're gonna bring Cubs fans,
Andrew
I'm bringing
Fobert's a
Cardinals.
Cardinals fan.
Yeah, Scott is, and Andrew Fobert's a Cardinals fan.
Oh, perfect. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna set this one up, man. We got to do this.
Yeah,
Scott
you
says
want
he'll
to
be
try.
there. Yeah.
If
Yes.
you want to target us Cardinals fans, and you want to bring up Cubs fans, nah, I'm bringing
Oh,
my army with me. You ain't gonna, because those Cub fans are just some fucking assholes.
wow.
One
Shots
sided.
fired, ladies and
I mean, I'm
gentlemen.
not saying Delilah's a bad person. I'm just saying their fan base is just it's like the Cowboys of the MLB. Like they just
You
bring up
can't
that
put that
one.
bullet back in the gun, Alec. You just pretty much called the Cubs fan base, including Delilah, our good friend, a holes.
Okay, I'm saying the Cubs fans that bring up. I haven't heard her say it. I haven't heard her bring it up.
I'm I'm just messing with you, Alec. Well,
But
anyway,
some
guys,
are biased.
we're gonna wrap this baby up. But I want to thank everybody for coming on today, including Mr. Schomburg. He's gonna bring that same energy when we do our baseball stuff. So, with that being said, enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the college hoops, man. There're gonna be a lot of good games.
Oh,
And I know
well, here.
I'm gonna be out for a little bit, but I'm gonna be home after that, watching some hoops for the rest of the night. So, Alec, listen, man, thanks for coming on, and you have a good weekend, bud.
You too.
All right, guys, take care, and we will see you next time here on the 2-3 Ben Zone. And have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.